What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Nathaniel Gaming, and today in Undercards, they actually released a Choose Your Path. Basically, you get to pick one of four DTs that you can get for free and a legendary. So I'm going to be talking about which one you should probably get, depending on where you are in the game. So first of all, there's a lot of different things to consider, and the first one is going to be, what you have, right? Like what is already in your collection. So if you pick Chris, you're gonna get both Ralsei and Chris. If you pick Frisk, you're gonna get Flowey and Frisk. If you pick Kara, you're going to get Azrael Dreamer and Kara. And if you pick Clover, you're going to get Starlo and Clover. So whether or not you have those legendaries or DTs is something you want to think about. Don't worry about the quests. The quests are all extremely easy and you will, do them naturally when playing the game. So don't be, dissuaded because, oh, the quest is hard. No, don't think about that. Think about which one you actually want. Now the second thing to actually think is which DT do you actually like? So, you can see all these DTs in the menu, in the crafting menu. So Chris, basically, you get to silence your enemies, you get stat buffs, you get stronger. Frisk, you get an act button, which is a reactive of the enemy's soul. So you basically just get a bunch of spells from the enemy's soul that you can use to react to your opponent's board. And he also gets an upgraded version of the opponent's soul. So he's a very, long-term card. Kara basically gives you free knives to just kill things, but at the expense of your maximum health. So it's a very stall-based card. And then Clover basically shoots everything from HPs 1 through 5. So it's a board clear if you line it up properly. So as a beginner, this is a really difficult, decision to make. The thing you really need to know is what do you want to play? What is your type of play style? Because all of these cards have many, many different play styles. Clover and Chris are both an aggressive play style. Frisk is both an aggressive and defensive play style, and Kara is a very defensive play style. So, depending on how you like to play the game, you that can influence your decision. So maybe you really, really like to play stall. Well, then Carl would be, your best bet. Or actually, you know what, Frisk would be your best bet. And then, Kara is not as good right now, but will definitely get better. With, bigger things coming and maybe a cost, decrease in the future or whatever. But anyway, so my opinion on the best DT to get for beginners is going to be Frisk. Frisk is extremely versatile and can help you play the game very well. You get an act button. This is a good way to start memorizing cards because playing undercards, you can't really play undercards very well if you don't memorize some of the cards, and the act button is going to help you memorize the spells that come with it. And you also do get Flowey, which is a really good legendary. He's an aggressive legendary. Sometimes he's definitely a defensive legendary. And if in the right case, I mean, a 4/4 haste is just super, super good. So yes, Frisk would definitely be my choice as the first DT I go for if I have no DTs at all. Let's just talk about the other ones, even though I don't, prefer them. Kara, you get your knives and, you play a really long play style. Sometimes you can go aggressive because if you use the knives, you can wipe out defensive monsters, so your aggressive monsters can all go face. However, Asdri, which is a 15 cost 11/9 heal 30 damage, heal 30 health to yourself, is definitely defensive and can pretty much exclusively use install, so not very versatile at all. I don't really recommend Kara to beginners. Clover, you get both Clover and Starlo. Starlo is like a board clear, basically, that wipes anything with 3 or less health off the board. So it's very, very good for beginners, considering that many monsters may have, 3 or less health. Um, and I mean, just 3 or less health is a very common thing in general. Clover, the DT is very, hard to use nowadays in the meta, as a lot of the meta decks are just going to be spamming a lot of like 5 health stuff and like spamming like 5 and 6 health stuff. So it's up to the player to decrease those enemies' health down to one, two, three, four, five, and so on. So Clover is a little bit harder to use. Starlo, however, which is the legendary, is very very easy to use. You see something you want to shoot, you play down Starlo, and then you basically wipe their board for free or for 10. Uh, Chris. So you get Rouse and Chris. Rouse is really niche for summoning dust monsters and summoning sands on occasion, and Chris hasn't really been too good after losing transparency. The silence is very strong. It could kill old Game Bomb, but like Game Bomb isn't really like an issue anymore. So uh, I don't really see using Chris as a very good option for early game or for anywhere. But Frisk is definitely it's going to be my choice, and I'm going to accept it right now. So thank you so much for watching. I mean, there's a lot of new people coming in, and I hope to see there's 501 people right now, even though it's a bad hour, and which is amazing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.